Hey YouTubers, it's JT. Welcome back to our show, the Work It Daily Show, where careers go to grow. So glad to have you here with me today. We're just going to take a quick second, make sure everyone can see us and hear us. So please give us a shout out in the comments. That way we'll know that we're streaming okay. Very excited today. We've got a lot of good stuff on tap. In fact, I can probably bring that up for you. Today we're going to be talking about our must-reads. I want to show you a couple of articles that are blowing it up on the internet, which means this is stuff people care about, which means this is stuff you should care about. That way you have great stuff to talk about and be in the know. We're going to talk about LinkedIn today, and one lucky person is actually going to be able to get their LinkedIn profile reviewed by moi, so get ready for that. And at the end, we are going to open it up for some Q&A, so if you've got some questions, get ready because I will be answering them. Are you ready? Then let's get down to business. Excited to have you all here. Let's see. So must reads, what was going on? We picked two articles this week. First one was this one. How should you answer? Why should we hire you? So, you know, it's funny. This article is really timely in the sense that YouTubers are snarky. I know none of you are snarky, but a lot of YouTubers are. And we did a video on this, on how to answer this question. And everybody's comment is, because I need a job, because I need money. You know what? Employers know that. They know that you wouldn't be applying, and I realize people are just being snarky, but honestly, you actually should never say that in the interview. And I'm amazed at how many people, that's what first thing comes to mind. They say the first thing that comes to mind. And this is why we stress so much in Work It Daily. Inside the Work It Daily Career Growth Club, there is an entire tutorial series on interview prep. This is the place that people are killing themselves in the job search. It's already hard enough to get an interview, and then you get an interview and you haven't prepared. Interviewers expect a lot out of you these days. They expect you to come in and have answers. So answering something like, well, I need a job because I need money, you should hire me, isn't going to work. What you really want to do is focus in on your value. And this article really expands on that. There's some videos to support it, so you should check out the link. But we talk about the fact that you are a business of one. You are hired to provide a service to an employer, which means if you're going to validate why they should hire you, then what you need to talk about is how you're going to save or make them enough money to justify the cost of hiring you. And to give you a little perspective, if you've never heard of this before, it costs a company roughly 130 to 140% of your salary to hire you. They've got to pay federal taxes, state taxes, they've got to have insurances, overhead, training. It's a lot of money to hire someone. And so you being able to say, look, if you hire me, this is how I'm going to exceed your expectations. This is how I'm going to create value and justify the cost of investing in me. That helps them understand that you know why you're there. Super, super important. I cannot stress that enough. It also really lays the foundation for you to build a strong partnership. A partnership based on value, which means when you're delivering value and really increasing your value, that lends itself for a conversation down the line where you're talking about how you can earn more money, as in raises and promotions, right? So definitely check this article out. It was a really, really good one, super popular, and it's going to give you those tips you need because you really do want to get this question right. All right, and then the second one we want to talk about today that was huge, 7 reasons why you're miserable at work and how to fix it. What is this? Did you know like crazy numbers of people are unhappy at work right now? We are living in a time where we have like the lowest unemployment in who knows how long, right? And that could probably change because all the forecasts predict a market correction right now. But you'd think that people would be happy. They're not. People are miserable, miserable. And, you know, that's hard for all of us at Work It Daily to imagine because we're all about enjoying work and creating an environment where we love work. But we hear the horror stories every single day from members. I mean, that's why a lot of people choose to join our Work It Daily Club because they come in there. One of our features is to help you with every aspect of your job search. And they come in and they go, enough, I can't take it anymore. Can't find a job on my own. I can't spend another day in this job that I'm in. Help me, you know? So I get it. It's hard for me because I absolutely love what I do every day. But there were some common themes. People were saying, look, I'm bored. You know, I don't do anything challenging. I'm not learning anything new. My job is repetitive. It's boring. The opposite of that is I'm overwhelmed. I'm given too much work. There's too much expected of me. I can't get it all done in a day. I'm stressed out. And then the third one is not having any friends. I mean, not feeling connected in some way to people at work. You're spending a third of your life there, a third of your day, you know, 5 days a week, not feeling connected to people. That's painful to sit there for 8+ hours and have no emotional connection with people to cheer you up and cheer you on. So those were some of the popular reasons why. Check out the other reasons in the list. You know, I would tell you that if you're experiencing, say, more than 2 of these out of the 7, it's time to figure out how to improve things. Whether it's fixing the situation you're in, fixing your mindset, or looking for a new job, it's really about taking control. And I'll tell you, if you're somebody who's found over and over again, like you get in a job for a while and you love it for a while, and then all of a sudden like a switch flips and you hate it, and you jump to the next job and the same thing happens. There's something much deeper going on there. And you need to understand who you are as a person, your strengths, what you want to achieve, what you want to accomplish, and then tie that all together. It has to be very authentic. You have to do the deep self-work. And a lot of the tutorials and the programs inside Work It Daily, people are surprised because they get in there and they think, okay, like, let's fix my resume. Let's get my cover letter done. Let's get my LinkedIn profile done. Let's get me a new job. And we say, whoa, slow the roll. What's going on in your world? Are you feeling balanced? Are you feeling happy? Are there others of your life that need addressing? What are your strengths and preferences? What are your goals? How is this all tying into your job search? Have you figured out the right kind of company for you and why? And what that's going to look like for the next 2 years? I mean, we make you do the hard self-work because we don't want you continuously ending up unhappy in your job. And so I challenge anyone listening to this, if you read this article and you're like, dang, I am somebody that is not happy, you have got to do some deep discovery. Don't just jump out of the frying pan and into the fire. Don't just switch jobs. That's not the solution, right? You've really got to dig a little bit deeper. So awesome. All right, so check those out. They're fantastic, great articles. Now we're going to have some fun. Probably one of my favorite things to do of all time. It's called Pimp My Profile or Am I Money? We've been doing them for years. It's really fun. Here's how it works, YouTubers. Please understand, we are on YouTube, we are live, and everyone can see it. So I say that in advance. If you would like to have your LinkedIn profile reviewed, and if you would like me for free to go through top to bottom and tell you what to fix to make it even better, all you have to do is put your LinkedIn public URL in the chat here. And once you put that in there, we can pick you, we'll bring it up on the screen, and for free, you will get an entire profile review. People seem to love it. Everyone learns from it. So if you are someone who's saying, gee, my LinkedIn profile isn't getting the traction it needs, or maybe you're like, hey, I think my LinkedIn profile is pretty fine. Well, let's put it to the test. Give us your link. If you're the lucky winner, I will bring it up on the screen and we will go through it together. And I'll tell you this, don't be too scared. The good thing about LinkedIn is you can't screw it up too much. I mean, it is a format. If anything, what we see is that people haven't filled it out enough, or maybe they filled it out too much. But anything that you do on LinkedIn can be corrected, can be improved, can be enhanced. So you shouldn't be too scared of this process. Not at all. Okay? All right. And then again, you see we need your full URL. So give us your whole public URL. If you go over to LinkedIn, whatever your URL is, you can pop it in there. And one lucky winner, I will bring that up on the screen. Okay? So when we're ready for that, we will do that. And then in the interim, as I mentioned, we have a new and improved Work It Daily platform. So I'm waiting for our lucky winner. I really wanted to show this to you. If you don't know who we are and what we're about, we are a career growth club. And this is so important, folks, because we pick up where LinkedIn leaves off. Everything people thought LinkedIn was going to do for them, it doesn't. It serves a very basic purpose. LinkedIn is there so that everyone, it's kind of like a directory, a professional directory. That's its purpose. It's not really designed for you to learn and grow your career, build up your skills, start meaningful connections with people in your industry and your location. It doesn't work that way, but our platform does. Our platform is built for people that want to level up. That's why we call it a career growth club. When you join a club, you want to get better. You want to hang out with people who are a higher level. They're getting better too. And you want the right answers, the right information, the right coaches, right? You want to be part of an elite team. That's what you get when you join the Work It Daily Career Growth Club. And it's cool because we have a really neat video tutorial that we can show you. We're going to take you for a little look inside. So let's take a look at that right now. Let's bring that up. If I can get that to work for you. Remember, I'm manning this myself. Did I get that to come up okay? And I'll figure it out. They showed me how, but I'm still not getting it right. There we go. There it is. All right, team. So let's play this video. You can take a look. This is what happens when you log into the Work It Daily Career Growth Club. You land on this section here. You can post questions to the whole group. You can give a shout out. You can share articles. You can share videos. We ask you questions. You can post these topics to different areas. We have a LinkedIn topic area, cover letter, resume. So if you have a specific question, you can post it to a topic. But you can put everything that you want in here. It's kind of like Facebook and LinkedIn, the best of Facebook and LinkedIn with no ads and solely for your career. You also can message our coaching team. So when you sign up, you will, like, for example, at the professional level, you will message the coaching team and you can ask them privately any question you have, or maybe you want them to review your resume, or you want them to review your LinkedIn profile. You work with our coaches directly through private message. And then there's the courses. We have over 15 courses in here, like the interview prep plan that I mentioned to you, with all these video tutorials that you can go through and watch. We've got templates, we've got PDFs, everything that you need for every aspect of job search, for every aspect of growing your career, every aspect of personal branding, leadership, you name it. We've got tools and resources to support you. So whatever you're working on in your career right now, you deserve a career coach. You deserve to be part of a team, a club. And when you come in here, that's what you get. You get expert coaching, you get expert state-of-the-art cutting-edge resources, and you're surrounded by a bunch of like-minded professionals, people who are looking to up their game. So the networking that's happening in here, you can network by industry. You can find whatever industry that you're in. You can find all the other members that are in there too. You can introduce yourself to them, start having conversations with them, learning from one another. There's just so much more that you can do. So that was a little tutorial. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully that was helpful. I'll bring this back up. If you have any questions on that, you can message our support group. But more importantly, before I do the LinkedIn profile review, I just want to remind you all, right now, because we launched this, we're having this huge special offer. This is the offer for people who jump on the launch of this platform. This goes away October 1st. So it's over after Monday, September 30th. This is incredible discount pricing. It's literally half the price of what it's going to be. Come October 1st, it's going to double in price. So for $14.99 a month, you could join our professional group, or $99.99 a year. And if you're an executive and you want to be coached personally by me, and you want additional executive coaching or executive meeting hours, we have executive meetings like office hours. So there's a little bit more to that platform. And again, the direct coaching, it's $54.99 a month or $399.99 a year. That is also doubling in price starting next week. So if you've been watching us for a long time here on YouTube, you've been lurking, you've been thinking about joining us, it will never be this cheap again. This is cheaper than the program was previously. This is our incentive to get people to try right now. It is the time, right? Back to school time to buckle down, make things happen in your career. So come check us out. You will be so impressed. The platform is incredible. It's totally addictive. Our members are having a blast, and we would love to have you in there, right? And if not, well, maybe you'll join us at a later date, but just please know you will never see these prices again. Okay, so moving on from that, time to do our open Q&A. But before that, we are going to go over here and pick a lucky winner. Let's see. Who do we have? It looks like I'm looking. Oh, I just make sure that I pick one. Oh, here it is. Very good. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this up. I'm working the plan here, folks. Working the plan. Bring this over here. Let's put this in. And there we go. Let's see if we can get this profile. Oh, so I don't know what's happening with Tuhin Patra's plan. We don't have your full profile. We need your entire LinkedIn profile for this to work. So you've got to send us the entire link, not just your end of your profile. That will not work for me. I can't get that in there. Did anybody send in their entire LinkedIn profile? Because I cannot do this without it. If you're willing to do it, I will be able to give you your profile review. Let's see here. Remember, go over and do the entire profile, folks. I can't get it to work otherwise. It will not work for me otherwise. So let's see if we can get that up and running. This is so hard to do sometimes, I know. Let's see if we can find it that way. Nope, can't find it that way. Did we get one? Are we getting one? Okay, we'll try this one. Looks like we might have another one to try. LinkedIn. Nope. Oh, gosh, this is hard. Sorry, team. Doing my best. No, none of these profiles are working. Guys, you got to give me the whole, like, linkedin.com/in. If you do that, I will be able to give you a profile. While I'm waiting for the profiles, if you have a question, feel free to shoot me a question in the chat, and I will answer that for you. It's open question time. There we go. So if you've got a question, in the meantime, I will also give some shout outs to Elizabeth and Hanyin and Lolly and C. Harrigan. Good to have you all here. Who else is here? Lots of people. Momo Ed, hey, good to have you here. Hey, Tyson. Hey, Sylvia. Lots of people here. That's awesome. So shout out to all of you. Thank you for stopping by. Again, if you've got your profile, your entire profile listed, I can be able to give you a profile review, but I need the whole thing, the entire LinkedIn profile name, or it will not work. I'm looking, but I am not seeing any here. And if you have questions, you go ahead and throw your question in there. I will answer that for you as well. I've definitely got time here today to do that. Since it's just me, I don't have my partner in crime, Ariella, but she will be back here again with me next week, which will be good. Let's see. I'll try that one more time. Yeah, it's not letting you post the whole link. I know. I'm trying to find out how I can get this to post, but it's not working. I will give it one more try, folks. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I wonder if YouTube just doesn't like LinkedIn. Maybe that's the problem, huh? That could be the problem. I think they don't want them on there. Who knows? Let's see. Let's see if we can get this to work. So if we go, I'm going to go to my own profile. Let's start there. Go to my own profile. And instead, I'm going to put in your profile. Nope, I can't get it to work. I'm sorry. All right, let's try this. All right, Jimmy Ledbetter sent his in. Jimmy, let's see if we can get that to work. Let's give it a whirl. There you go. We got Jimmy. So everybody, look at how Jimmy did his profile. That's what we need you to put in there in order to give this profile link. Thank you, Jimmy. All right, let's take a look. So for starters, great photograph. Look at that. Smiling, looking into the camera. You've got the brick backdrop. Sometimes we suggest that people get a neutral backdrop. So, you know, a white or a cream colored wall. It's a little bit brighter. But at least this isn't distracting. And again, you look super approachable. That's what we're going for, folks. You don't have to have this overdone professional shot. In fact, those kind of backfire on you these days. What you really want is this picture that says, hey, I'm the kind of person that you'd walk up to at a social networking event and have a chat with. And Jimmy totally looks like that person. So Jimmy, way to go. That's awesome. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you, Jimmy, is you've got a chance to improve here with your headline. So your headline is prime real estate. The way this works is that when recruiters are searching for you, or anyone searching for you, they're usually searching on keywords. They're searching on the key skill sets that you execute. I want a data scientist. I want somebody in business intelligence, right? So you've got those two in there, which are okay. But that's it. And you've got way more room to use there. So at Work It Daily, what we would teach you to do is to find 5 or 6 key skill sets that you know that people expect out of you and your type of work. Put those in there with the vertical line divider. That way, you're going to show up in a lot more searches. And when you do, what happens is you show up higher in the search results because of it. They see that awesome photograph and they see all those key skill sets. It's going to make you much more clickable. So you're going to see a lot more people landing on your profile. Now, as far as your about goes, so I love that you kept it short, but I'm actually going to tell you that you kept it too short, right? So I see 20 years of experience and 12 years in business intelligence. So I love that you use numbers there. I personally would like to see a little bit more numbers. Recruiters are skimmers, so numbers will stop them in their tracks. It's a proven fact that, you know, the human can process numbers faster. They're easier to understand than words. So I would love to see just 2 or 3 sentences here that say, you know, 20 plus years of experience with 12 years in business intelligence. I have worked on X number of projects ranging in this size. You know, I've worked with, you know, X number of people. We want to get the size and scope of your work through numbers. So if you can roll up your experience into just a couple sentences with numbers, it's way more impactful, just so you know. And then you say, technically speaking, I'm well versed in Microsoft SQL, right? And all these, but you kind of listed in a like this format that they're not going to read. We find that when you list technologies or specialties, you should do it in a vertical list. So hard return, you don't need to put it in a sentence, just say, you know, technologies or specialties, and you put Microsoft SQL, and then you'd put Python, R, Power BI, Cognos, Tableau, and you'd list them all the way through. And the reason you do the vertical list is you've kept the summary short and factual. You get the list going, they start scrolling. And when they start scrolling, it brings them to your work history. So that's why you want to set that up in there. You want to create that white space, that list, and you want to get them scrolling down. Plus, you can add a lot more keywords. Let's remember, that the algorithm is searching for these keywords, these technologies. So you want to list a whole bunch of them, like 10 of them, as well as any key skill sets. So I could almost see skills in a vertical list and then a space and then technologies and a list. And that way you would better keyword optimize this profile. Okay. Now, the one thing I'm going to push back with here on your work history, these paragraphs are way too long and they are not going to get read. You definitely want to have just bullet points. So they probably wouldn't have even hit the more button to read this, and they would have missed out on all your bullet points. So if you were inside Work It Daily, what we would teach you is to have about 5 to 7 bullet points, never more than 7. So the rule of thumb is, 2 bullet points for the first 3 years of work, 5 bullet points up to 5 years of work, and 7 bullet points beyond that. Less is more. When you write an epic novel, they don't read it. And they really want to understand the numbers. What did you get done? Percentages, head counts, numbers. So given that you were here for 12 years, I would say that I'd want to see about 7 bullet points here, all numbers driven. I don't want to see the paragraphs. I want to see bullet points. I want to see what you got done. Okay? And I'm going to give you that same feedback throughout. So obviously you were there at 4 years at this company. I think 3 bullet points would suffice here. So break this up. Look, you've got some good numbers in here. Break this paragraph up into bullet points. The other thing you want to do too is put a space between each bullet point so it doesn't feel so crowded. That will really help with the readability of this. And then obviously this was a while ago, so you've just got this one thing here. Change 5 technicians to the number 5. We always want to use the actual numbers here because, again, the numbers are more legible. And again, put a bullet point because you want to be consistent. If you're going to use actual bullet points, then you want to do it throughout. But other than that, this is looking great. Look at all these licenses and volunteer experiences. This stuff's all pretty standard. Really, when we're looking at a profile, it's about making sure the work history reads correctly in the about section and the headline. And Jimmy, you're doing great. I think if you can make those changes, you're going to see a lot more traction on this profile, and it's going to be far more readable. People are going to remember more about you, which is really, really important. Okay? Awesome. Great stuff. Way to go. Thank you so much. All right, looks like we might have a couple of questions here. So let's see if I can answer a few questions. Bring that back up over here. So bear with me a second. Awesome. So one question, how do I make the most out of my LinkedIn premium membership? So I am not the right person to answer that question because I don't work for LinkedIn. My thoughts and feelings is that the LinkedIn free membership is fine for the majority of people. LinkedIn makes a lot of money off people who are trying to use it as a sales lead generator. So they've got something called Sales Navigator, which is a subscription. And then those professional subscriptions that some people subscribe to, what it does is give them, some in-mail credits so that you can email somebody even if they're not connected to you. But there's no evidence to support that more people are going to respond to you via in-mail. In fact, I feel like in-mail's been fatigued quite a bit. I know just as many people who use the free custom connection requests to connect with people. So not really sure that's the best feature. The one upside is they do have their LinkedIn Learning. So you have access to a bunch of videos on a wide variety of subjects if you're looking to learn something. But honestly, I can't necessarily endorse a premium subscription with LinkedIn. I think most people get exactly what they need out of the free subscription. You'd really have to be a power user of the premium features, and I just find that most job seekers aren't. So again, I love LinkedIn. I don't know what we would do without it. LinkedIn is such an important social media tool, but it's just a tool. And I don't know that paying for the added subscriptions, unless you're in sales, for example, is really worth it. So wish I could be more help for you on that, but it's just hard for me because I really haven't seen anything quantifiably that shows that paying for the membership is a good investment. Okay, let's see. One question is about how is the new Work It Daily different than the old one? Well, the biggest thing is that it's all in one platform and it's a very robust social media platform. This thing has been built to have literally hundreds of thousands of people in it working and connecting with one another. It's also much easier to navigate, to get to the courses that you need, to get to the videos that you need, to get to the right people to connect. And it's got a very powerful networking aspect. So you're able to find all the people in your local area that are part of the program. We anticipate there'll be a lot of local meetups. People will be meeting one another from Work It Daily. You can find people in your industry. There's just so much more that you can do. We're all about helping you facilitate meaningful conversations. You need to be having conversations on a regular basis with people in your industry, people in your local area, people in your skill set. You need to be working it daily. And that's not what LinkedIn does. It's not what it provides us, but Work It Daily does. So this new platform makes it easier than ever for you to really do that. And that's how you stay motivated. It's how you stay engaged, how you stay excited about your career. And we have to do that, folks. Earlier I talked about people who hate their jobs. They hate their jobs because they're not focusing on their careers. They're not putting the time and energy in and getting motivated and excited by other people. And that's why you join a career growth club, especially the new and improved Work It Daily, because it has everything in one spot and it does all that and so much more. So I hope you'll check it out for sure. Awesome. Very good. Well, listen, I've only got a few more minutes here. If anyone wants to post any additional questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. Would love to see you inside the new program, especially with the fact that we've got the huge discount pricing. Also, congratulations to our winner of the LinkedIn profile review. In fact, you know what? I've got one more here that looks like it popped up, and I feel so bad that we didn't get to do it the first time. Maybe I can do this one. Let's see if it will come up for C. Harrington. Because Jimmy, you are such a trooper. Let's see if we can get one more in here for good measure. I always like to the most that we can. Nope, that didn't work. So we just can't seem to get that to work. Let's see. Let's see if this will work. Nope, it won't work. I don't know what's going on today. I can't get these things to work. Oh, wait. It looks like it might have to. Hold on a second. Maybe we can get it to work. Let's try this. There we go. It did. There we go. Shantice, it is your lucky day. We're going to do one more Pimp My Profile today, one more Am I Money, because we've done it, so stick around. Let's take a look. So first of all, Shantice, I love your picture. This is what I mean about the neutral backdrop. I love it. You're smiling, you're engaging, you look professional. Totally somebody I would walk up to. Such a great look going on there. Awesome, awesome. As far as your title goes, Shantice, I'm going to tell you get the MBA and the PMP off of your name. It actually doesn't serve you any good there. It's not searchable there, so when people are actually looking for an MBA or a PMP, it's not giving you any value by having it in your name. Also, recruiters find it a bit pretentious. Lots of people have MBAs and PMPs, so when they see that there, you're kind of screaming at them, I'll only accept a job that requires an MBA and a PMP, and that's how they'll take it. So you'll actually get passed over for jobs that don't require that. So we don't want to be screaming that there right after your name. I would take those off, okay? Don't worry, there's other places to put them, and more importantly, we want to put them someplace where, from a search standpoint, if somebody's looking for them, you will rank higher in their search results, okay? That's really important. Now, similar to Jimmy, I'm going to tell you, you are missing out here. You need your key skill sets in here. If they're looking for somebody who's project management, great, but that's the only thing that you're searchable on right now. So if you want to dramatically increase being found, then this is where I would put project management. Then I would do a vertical line. I would do PMP, vertical line, some other aspects, skill sets of project management, and you could put MBA up there if you wanted to, right? Remember, if you've got your MBA in the education section of LinkedIn and they're looking for an MBA, you're going to show up in their search results. So you don't have to put that at the top. It doesn't have to be in there. It doesn't really belong there. But if you're really feeling strongly about it, you could put it in the headline. I'm just saying that I think it's better to put those key skill sets, because the more key skill sets you have in there, based on the type of jobs you're looking for, the more you're going to be found. Really, really important. This is prime real estate, folks. I cannot stress that enough for all of you. Okay? Now the About section. So I love that you kept it short, but this one's too short. I do notice you've got continuous improvement, systems, and process development. See, those are the key skills I want up in this headline, Shantice. Let's get that in the headline with vertical line dividers so that when they're searching for those, they'll find you. As far as the About, what I want to see is X plus years in project management, have led teams ranging in the size of this to this, have led X plus projects ranging in the size of this to this. Give me 3 sentences like that, and as a recruiter, as anyone, I know, wow, this is somebody who has some experience, and that's really what you want to convey there. And then, similar to Jimmy's, I want you to do the vertical list. I want you to do the vertical list of your top 10 key skill sets, get them in there so that they're scrolling down and looking at that. If you feel there's some technologies or that are relate to this, you could put that in there as well. We really want to create that white space, but we want those lists there so that they automatically are going check, 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 check. Oh, Shantice has everything that we're looking for. Let's look at her work history. And then we go down and we look at the work history. So love this. You need 13 years. See how you're breaking this out. Way to go. You've broken it out by job. Look at this. Awesome bullet points. I'd like to see more numbers if possible, right? You've got a lot of bullet points going on here, a lot of acronyms going on. So if we're not from the industry, these acronyms are not going to make sense to a lot of people, but numbers would make sense. So go back through, you talk about financial models. How many financial models? You know, what were the size of these financial models? What can you hang on to? Go through, circle every noun and say, can I quantify that in some way? Because if you can add numbers to these bullet points, it's going to be a lot more impactful and it stops them in their tracks. People lock on to numbers. My eyes go right to them. Without any numbers in here, this just reads really long to me. And that could mean that I would skip over it. So I want to see some numbers. I'd also want to see some spaces between your bullet points because it's feeling a little crowded. And I'm going to give you that same feedback all the way through, right? Because you got a lot of bullet points in each of these jobs. Really shouldn't be more than 3 bullet points for a job that's 1 to 3 years old. So there should only be about 3 bullet points here, which I know is hard for people to do. Maybe 5, but certainly not this many. Whereas, you know, a job where you were there longer, you might actually have more bullet points. But you've got a lot of bullet points going here. And then you've got this one here. Now you were here 5 years. This would make more sense to have bullet points. Notice you're using bullet points here. You're not using bullet points here. So you want to be consistent. Bullet points, no bullet points, all the way through. And spaces in between the bullet points so it's more readable, right? And then we want to limit it and make sure that we're not overkilling the bullet points and make sure that we're quantifying. So I think there's a lot of work that you could do here in your work history with respect to that. A lot more consistency, a lot more numbers, better spacing, and again, make sure that the bullet points are really relevant to the key skill set. Sometimes people just create bullet points to say, wow, I want it to feel like I did a lot, but that works against you. Less is more here. Recruiters aren't expecting you to put everything you've ever done on the profile. And when you do something like this, that's the impression that you're giving so that they go, well, she listed so much here. The thing I need isn't listed here, so she must not have it. So you have to find that balance, folks. If you put too little information, they're going to skip over you. If you put too much information, they're going to skip over you. You want to go somewhere in the middle, give them just enough information so they go, huh, Shantice has some information here, but clearly there's more to her story. I really need to reach out and contact her. This is the fine dance of the LinkedIn profile, folks. I cannot stress it enough. You know you've done it right when they say, I need more information. Ding, 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 ding. That is the secret. And people just can't wrap their heads around this, but I cannot stress it enough. Too much information, overkill. You look narcissistic. You look like you're trying too hard. You look self-important. Too little information. Oh, this person isn't active on LinkedIn. They're not even trying. We've got to find that middle line. And so with the suggestions I gave you today, just to recap, I think it'll be a better impression. So let's drop the letters after your name. Let's add the key skill sets with vertical line dividers to the headline. Let's expand that about section with a couple of numbers-driven sentences summarizing your experience and a nice list of key skill sets. And then let's really work on consistency on these bullet points. Let's get spaces between them. Let's quantify better. And let's limit the amount of information that we give, right? 3 to 5 bullet points would be ideal for each one of these roles. I think that would read much, much better. But all in all, you know, you are impressive, both Jimmy and yourself. Really impressive, folks. Great backgrounds, great experience. What I'm talking about is making your profile more readable, more sticky, which means people will spend more time on it. And that's what we're shooting for. Okay? Awesome. Shantice, thank you so much. I'm glad that you shared that. I really appreciate it. Everyone should give her a round of applause because it takes a lot for somebody to be able to be willing to do that. Just going to come back up here and say thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Really glad you came. Hope you come back next week. Bring your questions with you. And, of course, if you would like all of your questions answered by professional coaches like myself in a private setting, if you would like to hang out with really smart people, like the people that have been on this platform today, and if you would like access to incredible videos, tools, resources to take your career game to the next level, then join us because you got 2 weeks left, not even a week left. Gosh, where's the time going? Monday to get advance of our discount pricing, and then it goes up. So if you've ever thought about it, now's the time. And I'll just say this, pro athletes, they all have coaches. They're on elite teams. Executives, they all spend money on executive coaches. Coaching is a sign of, is a path to greatness. It is not a sign of weakness. Investing in coaching doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Investing in coaching means you believe in yourself and you know you can do this. And so if you're one of those people, we want to see you in Work It Daily, okay? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be back next week. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.